So today we're going to talk about the hierarchy of complexity as it pertains to the human body. Now, the human body is very complex, so it has multiple levels of organization. In order to understand how the body works and how each organ system is interrelated, interconnected, and interdependent, we have to start studying the body from its lowest level of organization all the way up to its highest level of organization. So we're going to start by taking a look at the lowest level of organization, which is the chemical level. And within the chemical level, we have atoms. Now, atoms are the smallest stable units of matter. And these atoms can be bonded together or to form molecules. For example, when you have an atom of oxygen plus two atoms of hydrogen bonded together, they form a molecule of water. So we go from atoms to molecules. Now these molecules can get very big and form what we call macromolecules. And these macromolecules in turn are going to form organelles. Now organelles are the building blocks of cells. Now once we get to cells, we move from the chemical level of organization to what we call the cellular level of organization. Now cells that work together to perform a specific function, a group of cells that works together to perform a specific function, it forms a tissue. Okay, so once we move from cells to tissue, we move from the cellular level of organization to the tissue level of organization. Now, as we move on, when we have two different types of tissue working together, two or more different types of tissue forms an organ. This particular organ here that we see is the stomach. Okay? Now, when we have multiple organs interacting with each other, for example, let's say we have the two kidneys, the bladder, and the ureter. These organs interacting with each other form the urinary system. So we went from tissues to organs, and then from organs to organ systems. So right now we're at the organ system level of organization. Now, we have a total of 11 organ systems within the body. And the collection of all these 11 organ systems make up the organism, which is the highest level of organization that we have, the organism, right? So before we conclude this video, let's review really quickly. Let's recap. We start off at the chemical level of organization with atoms, which are the smallest stable units of matter. And atoms bonded together are going to make molecules. And these molecules can get really big, like macromolecules, like proteins, fats, stuff like that. They form organelles. So these organelles are going to be the building blocks of cells. Like we have different types of organelles within cells, like the mitochondria, which produces ATP, or the lysosome, which cleans out the cell from worn out organelles, debris, or things that don't work anymore, toxins. So we have different types of organelles, which I'm sure you're going to cover in your lab. But for now, let's just focus on the hierarchy of complexity. So organelles make up cells, right? So we are at the cellular level of organization right now. And cells that work together to perform a specific function form tissues. So we are now at the tissue level of organization. Now, two or more different types of tissue form organs. Okay? And then here we have again the stomach. And then organs that interact with each other to perform a function or several different functions forms an organ system. This one in particular here is the digestive system. So we have the stomach, the liver, the small intestine, the large intestine, and so on. So all these organs interacting together make up the digestive system, right? So that's an organ system level. And then we have a total of 11 organ systems which are interrelated and interconnected, which forms the organism, which again is the highest level of organization. The reason this concept is important is because in order to understand the big picture or the whole organism, we need to study the human body from smallest to biggest. So that's why we start with the atoms and then we go to the entire human body. I just messed that up.
You could always edit.
I could?
Yeah. Go on iMovie. Play with it.
It didn't record. I'm gonna cry. No, it didn't.